So many people in this world say that we should be living more happy and fulfilling lives, but what exactly does that mean? And what we're going to do in today's videos, we're going to dive into why it's actually important to have a happy and fulfilling life. And not only that, but more importantly, how do we go about doing that? How do we go about starting to create a more happiness, more fulfilling, more joy, more passion, more excitement within our life? And what exactly can we start to do to really start taking practical steps, practical action, to really start to implement that into our life and really start to create more abundance, more joy, more happiness, more fulfillment in our overall day-to-day life. So with that being said, let's get right into it. So let's dive right into it. Why is it important for us to have a happy and fulfilling life? Why should we even thrive to try to create more fulfillment or more happiness? And what exactly do these things even mean for us? All right. So that's what we're going to dive right into. And, for each and every individual, happiness is going to vary depending on your beliefs, right? What you believe happiness is, what you believe you have to obtain in order to be happy, right? And this is whenever our beliefs really start to kind of shape the way that we view happiness, but also the way that we feel fulfilled as well, all right? In order for us to enter a state of fulfillment, what is it that we have to do? What kind of limitations or beliefs or kind of barriers or goals do we have to achieve in order to fill that state of happiness or that fulfillment in life? All right, so this is where we really start to have to question what it is that we kind of put barriers on. What do we kind of put limitations on? What are we stopping ourselves from achieving and doing by having these different limitations and barriers and limiting beliefs? All right, so really, in order for us to understand why it is that we want to achieve this, we have to start to understand what kind of beliefs we have around happiness, or what kind of beliefs we have around fulfillment or joy or passion. Any of these emotions that we want to kind of experience, we have to understand, are there conditions to this? Do we have a condition like I can only experience happiness whenever this is happening or whenever I'm experiencing this or that? Do we not allow ourselves to experience happiness while we're just being here in this present moment? So what kind of conditions do you have on yourself that limit you from being happy in any given moment is really something that you got to ask yourself. Okay. And so once you kind of understand why you want to be happy, why you want to be fulfilled, are you doing it because you're just thriving, or you're thriving? Are you doing it just because you genuinely want to be happy, or because society says you should be happy, or because someone else says, hey, you don't look happy, you should go do this or this, right? So we have to understand why it is why it's even important to us to feel happy, to feel joy, to feel passion, peace, fulfillment, right? And once we can start to do that, then we can start to open up the gates and really understand, how do we go about really feeling that? How do we go about having more joy or more passion in our lives, or having a life that is more fulfilled, whatever that means by your definitions? And that's why we got to start to look at the limiting beliefs that we might have, even the beliefs that we think that might be empowering us. So we got to kind of look at those as well, because maybe there's certain conditions that we have that we can only experience certain things, certain emotions, if we're experiencing that belief, or if that belief is fulfilled, right? So we got to kind of question literally everything in a sense. And I know this might sound like a lot, but the more that you do it, the more you'll start to understand, what exactly it is that you need to be fulfilled, right? What exactly is it that you need to experience happiness or joy or passion? All right. And, you really have to look into the thoughts that you're having and start to question those, right? What thoughts am I having? Right before I'm thinking about happiness, I have these thoughts of doubt, sorrow, or guilt or shame, right? And that's not going to get you into that state of feeling, those feelings that you want to feel, that happiness, that abundance, that joy. So you have to become aware of your thoughts, become aware of what you're feeling. If you're not aware of how you're feeling, all the time, and not present to it, then, these states that might bring you happiness or joy may come and go, and you may not even be aware of it because you don't kind of cultivate that emotional intelligence to kind of understand where you're at in any given moment, kind of understand what you're feeling. Okay, so if you're able to kind of start to do that, then you may experience some joy or some happiness, or you may feel passionate about something. And then if you become aware of that, you're feeling that, then like, oh, what triggered this? And then that allows you to kind of understand not only yourself more, but understand what exactly it is you kind of have to go in that direction, right? Follow your greatest passion, right? Follow what makes you happy. And so how exactly do we go about doing this, right? What steps do we need to take? Let's kind of dive into that, right? So there's a bunch of different practical steps that we can kind of take really to really be able to, create more joy, more happiness, more passion in our life. But what are some, things that you can take away right now to start doing? One of the best things that I would say you could do is, you probably have heard this before, but is a gratitude journal. All right, write down 3 things you're grateful for in the morning or at night or just sometime throughout the day. Right, this can really allow you to kind of reflect on what it is that you're grateful for, and kind of put you into that state of being like, even though this and this is happening, or I'm having a bad day, or things aren't going my way right now, I can at least go and reflect on 3 things that I'm grateful for, and kind of enter that state of what, even though all this chaos may be going on right now, I can find some calm within the storm in this moment. All right, and some other things that you could do is just journaling. Journaling is a good one as well. Just kind of reflecting on, what makes you happy, really. All right, you can go and do some journaling. Like, all right, I really enjoy, whenever I do this, or this experience I had yesterday really made me happy. Why did it make me happy? And really start to dive into, and understand yourself even more. Another thing is something that Tony Robbins actually talks about, and it's called your blueprint of happiness. And basically what this is you dive into each individual area of your life and understand, what do I have to achieve, or what do I have to have in order to be happy in this area of my life. Okay. And then you start to break it down. You go down to your relationships. It could be social, like friendships, intimate relationship. Then you can dive into like your work environment. If you have relationships at work, and kind of dive into those 3. Like, all right, for this one, I have to have this in order to be happy. Intimate, I have to have this to be happy. This, and then it really allows you to kind of understand where you're at. And you want to dive more just into relationships. You want to dive into you can dive into finances, you can dive into your personal development, your health, your wellness, all these different areas of your life. And this will allow you to kind of understand what beliefs you have about your happiness, right? So you can understand, okay, well, I have a belief that I have to be making $10,000 a month, for example, in order to be happy. Well, is that realistic? Is that even a realistic belief? It's nice to have that drive and that ambition to want to make $10,000 a month, but at what cost? What's the point of getting to that if you're not happy now, right? So you want to start to question those. I'm not saying that you should drop your goal of, making $10,000 a month, but maybe you should start to be like, how can I be happy where I'm at now? How can I be happy making $2,000-3,000 a month, or making $1,000 a month, whatever it might be, wherever you are on your journey, or even, not making any money. Maybe you're still in high school, or maybe you're in college, right? Maybe you're just kind of getting by right now, wherever you might be in your life. How can you find that happiness right now? Okay. What conditions do you put on your happiness? Those are the key things that you really have to look at, are the conditions that you put on. If you can understand through journaling or reflection, or through like a gratitude practice, or diving into different areas of your life and understanding what conditions you put on your happiness, then you'll really be able to understand what exactly it is that you need to do to really be able to cultivate more overall satisfaction in your life, and just start to tap into that joy and happiness all over and all around. So with that being said, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy it, please leave a comment on what exactly your takeaway was from this video. I'd love to understand your guys' perspective on this. And if you haven't already, make sure to like and comment and subscribe as well. I would very much appreciate it. It'll help grow the channel and help share this message with other people. Okay, so if this message resonated with you and it helped you, just doing that can help other people receive this message as well, and receive this these teachings. So with that being said, I appreciate your time. I love you all, and have yourself a wonderful day. Goodbye.